And, there was a moment where I was playing defense against Cade, and he went to the hole, and I got elbowed in the face, like the first possession.
Flagrant elbow.
So that was, a welcome to NBA moment.
What's up, all you Piston fans? It's your boy, Flagrant Elbow, back with another one, preseason. We got another preseason game getting ready to start tonight, 7 p.m. Home opener, Detroit Pistons versus OKC. Something I know we all looking forward to. LCA is going to be off the hook tonight. So we know that it's going to be jumping, man. It's going to be a lot going on. It would have been nice to see Chet if he wouldn't have got injured playing. But you know how that goes, and hopefully he'll recover well, recover soon, and give OKC fans what they've been looking for out of that pick with in grabbing the 7-footer. So, but to our guy, Jaden Ivey, we're going to talk about him today. Before we get started, once again, I'd like to thank everybody for your support, continued support, watching the channel, checking it out, shooting likes, also shooting comments about what you feel about the topic for each video. So I appreciate all of that. We are at 569 subscribers. 569 subscribers. I thank everybody, the new ones, the day one subscribers. Thank you all for rocking with your boy. So we're going to go ahead and get into the content at this point. Keith Langlois from NWA. NBA.com wrote an article, Speedy Jaden Ivey picking things up fast for Pistons as his NBA journey begins. Good article. Good article here. Talked about a lot of good things, a lot of good points. Had some stats that I knew, but statistically I just didn't know the numbers concerning Jaden Ivey versus his teammates with regards to something that Jaden Ivey is able to do. We've noticed him being able to do quite frequently. But one of the things that was talking about in this article was his speed that he has and how he's been figuring out how to tone it down, how to pick it back up, how to tone it down, how to pick it back up. And he's also seeing how effective he can be in using the speed to help the team overall. So that's something that I appreciate about him with the speed. It was a lot of times college players come into the league, like the article was bringing out, and if they come into the league based on speed pretty much alone, it's hard for them to tame it. A lot of times they're out of control, and even Ivey's out of control at times. But he's a lot less out of control than what I thought he would be coming into the league. I think about that very first preseason game. I mentioned it often. That first summer league game. First half, out of control. Second half, he figured it out. So he's a quick learner. And I'm sure he'll continue to get better and better in using his speed. Dwayne Casey brought out how in the article that with his speed, he's going to get there. What he's got to do now is recognize gaps. How quickly those gaps close up and how long guys are in the NBA. So that's one thing I noticed in watching. If you watch Ivey, if a gap opens up, he's in it. I don't know how he gets there so fast, but as soon as that gap opens up, he's in it. And he's at the rim, or he's in it to kick out the ball for a nice pass, but he's in gaps. He has to recognize, like Casey said, how long guys are, because those gaps close up quick in the NBA, and guys' length can cause and create a lot of turnovers in the passing lanes if you're not careful. So in my opinion, Ivey's been doing pretty good as far as turnovers. Pretty good. I think the first preseason game, he didn't have any turnovers. And he had a few of them in the last preseason game. But moving forward, it seems as if he's going to do well with regards to turnovers. Protecting the ball, making smart passes, and not those lazy passes. So he's doing real good with that. Ivey's determined to keep working hard. He's determined to keep understanding how to utilize his speed at the right times, when to do it. And also, here's a stat. Free throw attempts per field goal attempt, 47% for Ivey. Comparison the article made was Jeremy Grant last season had a free throw rate of 37%. So Ivey's 47%. Sadiq Bey, 22%. Cade Cunningham, 16%. And we all know what happened with Cade. Cade had the ball in his hands every time, the majority of the time he was out on the court. The refs just wouldn't give him calls. How many times have you seen Cade go to the rim, get contact, and they just don't give him calls? Ticky-tack calls that they give other stars in the league, they weren't giving them to Cade. And Cade, of course, isn't a star yet. He's an up and rising star, but he was not. It was ridiculous. Sometimes he may go to the free throw line between 1 and 3 times a game, but he had the ball in his hand the entire time he was on the floor. So that was kind of weird. But Ivy, his free throw as a sophomore at Purdue, it was 47%. And check this number out. The last time he was in the game, the last game he played, he had 9 free throw attempts. The last preseason game he played, 9 free throw attempts. So Ivy's getting to the rim. He's exciting, athletic, fills those gaps. He's got that speed, and defenders are a little bit slow reacting to him at times, which helps him get to the rim. Get to the rim and get to the free throw line. So that's something I'm looking forward to seeing. That's something I'll be watching closely this next preseason game at the home opener. It's going to be off the chain. I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it. So anyway, with that being said, Casey also brought out Ivy brought out. He says, I feel like teams are going to try to all suck in, and that makes it easier for my teammates to kick out to my teammates, and they get open shots. That's what we want to see from Ivy. The ability to find the open shooter. I noticed watching the last preseason game, teams are collapsing in the paint. You can't do that against Detroit when they have Bojan on the floor, Burks on the floor. Cade can knock down an open 3. Sadiq can knock down an open 3 with the best of them. So to see how that develops this next preseason game, I'm going to be watching how Ivy continues to control his speed, limiting turnovers, and also getting to the free throw line and finding open teammates. So that's a few things I wanted to discuss with you guys from this article. This is an excellent article about his speed and how he's making that transition from college to the NBA, and he's looking really good. He's looking really good to be a rookie this young in his NBA career and to be able to temper and tame that speed that he has. He has elite speed in the NBA. So it's going to be some exciting basketball, and I really am appreciative of the fact I really like Ivy's IQ and the way he plays the game, how smart he seems to be, and how determined he is to be a winner here in Detroit. So some things to look forward to. That's what I wanted to share with you briefly, real quick today. We got a good game coming up. Definitely have some content on the game. I want everybody to make sure you follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, both of them, Flagrant Elbow. Might be an underscore here or there. I can't really remember how I got it set up, but they are under the name Flagrant Elbow. So Twitter, Instagram, and as you're watching right now here on YouTube. So thank you all for your support. Let's get forward to watching some exciting basketball this season. With that being said, everybody, stay safe.